Have you ever woken up with that heavy ache in your chest, wondering if you'll ever feel enough? Like you're constantly auditioning for a role called the perfect version of you, the one who never messes up, never feels scared, never lets anyone down. Friend, I've been right there, exhausted from smiling through the shame, numbing the fear with busyness or wine, or scrolling till 2 a.m. But what if I told you the exhaustion isn't the price of being human? It's the price of hiding who you really are. Welcome to Book Speed Peak. Today, we're slowing down just enough to go deep into Brené Brown's life-changing book, The Gifts of Imperfection. Let go of who you think you're supposed to be and embrace who you are. This is your fast yet full audiobook summary. 13 minutes of real talk, real research, and real hope. In the next 13 minutes, you're going to meet the 10 guideposts for wholehearted living that Brené uncovered through years of studying shame, vulnerability, and what actually makes us feel worthy. You'll hear her exact words, her own raw stories, and simple practices you can try before this video ends. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly how to trade perfectionism for self-compassion, fear for joy, and supposed to for this is me and I'm enough. So take a deep breath, grab your coffee or tea, and let's begin. This one might feel like the permission slip your heart has been waiting for. Cultivating authenticity, letting go of what people think. Let's start with guidepost number 1. Brené writes, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Picture this. You're in a meeting, biting your tongue because your real opinion might make waves. Or you're at dinner with family, laughing at a joke that actually stings. Brené's research showed story after story of people who spent decades contorting themselves to fit what others expected, only to realize the exhaustion was slowly killing their spirit. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, if they really knew me, they'd leave? That's the fear of being seen. But here's the beautiful flip. When we stop hustling for approval, we finally feel the relief of belonging, real belonging, not the pretend kind. Your takeaway right now, try this tonight. Write down one thing you did today just to keep someone else happy. Then ask yourself, what would the real me have said or done? That tiny moment of honesty, that's authenticity in action, and it feels like coming home. Cultivating self-compassion, letting go of perfectionism. Guidepost number 2 hits home for so many of us. Brené says, understanding the difference between healthy striving and perfectionism is critical to laying down the shield and picking up your life. Perfectionism isn't about high standards. It's the belief that if we do everything perfectly, we won't get hurt. Brené watched it in her own life and in thousands of interviews. The constant anxiety, the shame spiral when we fall short. She calls it the 20-ton shield we carry everywhere. I've carried that shield. Maybe you have too. Replaying conversations, rewriting emails 10 times, terrified one mistake will prove you're unworthy. But self-compassion changes everything. It's talking to yourself the way you talk to a friend who just failed. Practical exercise you can do in the next 60 seconds. Put your hand on your heart and say out loud, I'm imperfect and I'm still worthy. Do it again tomorrow morning. Watch how the armor starts to feel a little lighter. Cultivating a resilient spirit, letting go of numbing and powerlessness. Guide point 3 is where Brené gets really honest about shame. She describes the exact physical signs she feels. Dry mouth, time slowing down, tunnel vision, hot face, racing heart. Imagine getting that email from your boss. Suddenly, your body is screaming danger, even though no one is chasing you. That's shame. And Brené's research proved we can't selectively numb it. When we numb shame, we also numb joy, gratitude, and love. She shares how people tried everything, Food, alcohol, work, Netflix binges, only to wake up still feeling empty. The way out? Shame resilience. Name it, talk about it with someone who's earned the right to hear your story. If you've ever felt that "I'm not enough" wave crash over you, this part is exactly for you. Takeaway: next time shame shows up, say out loud, "This is shame. It's not truth. I'm still worthy." Then text one safe person. Shame loses its power when it's spoken. Cultivating gratitude and joy, letting go of scarcity and fear of the dark. Guidepost 4 might be my favorite because it feels like a hug. Brené discovered through her stories that joy and gratitude are inseparable. You can't have one without the other. Scarcity tells us there's never enough. Not enough time, love, success. Fear of the dark makes us brace for the next bad thing. But people living wholeheartedly, they practice gratitude like it's oxygen. Brené heard from parents who lost children, from survivors, from ordinary folks who started small, 3 things they were grateful for each night, and watched their capacity for joy grow. Have you ever noticed how the smallest moment, your kids' laugh, warm socks, a text from a friend, can crack your heart open? That's gratitude doing its magic. Simple exercise. Tonight before bed, write or say 3 specific things you're grateful for. Not my family, but the way my partner made me coffee exactly how I like it. Watch what happens to your heart. Cultivating intuition and trusting faith, letting go of the need for certainty. Guidepost 5 invites us to let go of the exhausting need to know everything in advance. Brené talks about how so many of us drown out our intuition with constant planning, Googling, and worst-case scenarios. She learned from her research that wholehearted people make space for stillness and trust. Not blind faith, but the quiet knowing that I don't have all the answers, and that's okay. If you've ever lain awake at 3 a.m. trying to control outcomes you can't control, breathe with me. Practical step. Try a 2-minute intuition check today. Close your eyes, hand on heart, and ask, what do I need right now? Listen. Even if the answer is rest, honor it. That tiny act builds trust in yourself and in something bigger. Cultivating creativity, letting go of comparison. Guidepost 6 is short but powerful. Brené says comparison is the #1 killer of creativity. When we look at everyone else's highlight reel, our own art, writing, dancing, or even cooking feels pointless. She heard story after story of people who stopped creating because someone else is already better. But the wholehearted ones, they create anyway, not to be the best, but because it makes their soul feel alive. I used to compare my messy first drafts to polished Instagram feeds. This guidepost gave me permission to make ugly art again. Your challenge: today or tomorrow, spend 15 minutes making something just for you. Doodle, sing off key, bake lopsided cookies. No posting, no judging, just pure creation. You'll feel the comparison melt away. Cultivating play and rest, letting go of exhaustion as a status symbol and productivity as self-worth. Guidepost 7 might make you laugh and cry at the same time. Brené calls out our culture's weird brag. I'm so busy I only slept 4 hours. She watched people tie their worth to how exhausted they are. But the people living wholeheartedly, they schedule play dates for themselves and protect sleep like it's sacred. She even shares her own pattern, procrastinating by buying office supplies instead of writing. If your to-do list has become your identity, this one's for you. Takeaway you can start tonight. Block 30 minutes tomorrow for pure play. No purpose, no productivity. Dance in the kitchen, color with your kids, nap without guilt. Your soul will thank you. Cultivating calm and stillness, letting go of anxiety as a lifestyle, and the final gifts of meaningful work, laughter, song, and dance. For our final main section, we're weaving together the last 3 guideposts because they all point to the same beautiful truth. Guidepost number 8, cultivating calm and stillness, letting go of anxiety as a lifestyle. Guidepost number 9, meaningful work, letting go of self-doubt and supposed to. And guidepost number 10, laughter, song, and dance, letting go of being cool and always in control. Brené reminds us that wholehearted people feel anxiety, but don't let it run the show. They choose work that matters to them, even if it's not impressive, and they dance like nobody's watching, because joy needs movement. Imagine waking up without the low hum of, "I should be doing more." That's the freedom waiting on the other side. One last practice. Tonight, put on your favorite song and dance. Alone, silly, free. Laugh at how ridiculous you look. That moment, that's wholehearted living in real time. So here we are, friend. The 10 guideposts of the Gifts of Imperfection all come down to one radical idea. You are worthy of love and belonging exactly as you are. Imperfections, messy emotions, weird quirks, and all. Brené's research, her own breakdowns and breakthroughs, and every story she collected prove it. After living with this book, I realized I don't have to earn my seat at the table anymore. I just have to show up as me. And the same is true for you. The exhaustion you feel, it's not weakness. It's a sign you're ready for something more real. If this summary lit even a tiny spark in you, do 3 things right now. Hit subscribe and the bell so you never miss a book speed peek. Comment below with your biggest takeaway or the one guidepost you're going to practice first. I read every single one. Share this video with that friend who needs to hear you are enough today. Thank you for spending this time with me. You're not alone. You're worthy, and you've got everything you need inside you already. I'll see you in the next summary. Until then, go be beautifully, imperfectly you. Take care.